Hey everyone, this is Dear Guy. I'm going live in just a minute. I'm just announcing it. This is going to be a super short stream. As it turns out, I have tickets for Alien Covenant. I had no idea, so I'm going to be doing that a little bit later. So I've only got a few minutes to go over the stream. So just a couple minutes and we'll get rolling. Okay, everybody. So right now you can hear the Destiny 2 theme music from the PS4 dynamic theme in the background. And we're going to go ahead and start talking about the old Destiny 2. First off, I want to thank my new followers. I really super appreciate it. And, you know, what you guys offer is fantastic. Now, I don't know why I'm recording. I just recorded a 2.5 hour nothing. So that sucks. I'm going to pop over and take a quick look at that. Yeah, apparently I have a bunch of these. Gonna have to deal with those briefly. All right. Okay, so pretty much everything that happened either happened during the live stream proper or during on Twitter. Twitter was lit. That was the place to be to get your Destiny 2 news. So why don't we take a quick look and see what was about on Twitter. Let's go to my Twitter. Now, the way I handled this, I just retweeted what people who were there were tweeting. And we're just going to talk about what they tweeted, in addition to mixing it up with some of the actual footage that we have from the event. All right, so if you didn't know, this is my my timeline. This is my Twitter feed. No need to look at my address bar all the time. You can find me. I'm at Tirgaia. I am in the DC area. And this is the stuff that I looked at today that I was impressed with about Destiny 2. All right, so first off, I made a comment here that the Destiny 2 stream was lit as fuck. It had over 140,000 viewers already, and that was about a half hour before the stream went live. 18 minutes, I remember getting on Facebook and mentioning that it was about 180,000 viewers, and I think it went over 250,000 during the stream. This was a super huge event for Destiny, for the entire community, and so it's really fantastic that we will have the ability, players will be able to be reintroduced to the game in its waning months. We're going to have a huge infusion when the Destiny 2 beta happens, and I'm really looking forward to the future of Destiny. It's frankly going to be fantastic. I'm zooming in a little bit here. It looks like Destiny 2 is going to be 30 FPS on consoles. Most people who tweeted about the frame rate tweeted out that it was going to be 30 FPS on console. And the thing there is that, really you're just looking at, some limitations that they have because of the legacy current generation consoles. Right now, we have the PS4 and the Xbox One and the Xbox One S, which can't run a game with the graphical intensity of Destiny at more than 30 FPS. They can make other improvements under the hood, but they can't really make the game go more than 30 FPS. It's just not going to happen. And it was not fair to let PS4 Pro players or Xbox Scorpio players come in and play 1080, 60 FPS when the bulk of the player base is going to be on 30 FPS. It would be a huge advantage in Crucible. So maybe in some of the PvE components, you'll see some of that enhanced frame rate on console, but I wouldn't count on it. I suspect they're just going to standardize on 30 FPS. There is a hidden component to this. 30 FPS is only, I would say, 10% of the problem when we're playing PvP. The real big problem is the tick rate. For those of you who don't know what the tick rate is, it's the amount of times the information about the game world is refreshed to all players. So if I'm running in a straight line and I move left, you're not going to see it for about a 15th of a second. So that's 2 whole frames for 30 FPS players and 4 frames for 60 FPS players. It's an eternity in FPS game timing. So we don't have any information about what the internal tick rate of Destiny 2 is, but if they kept the game at 30 FPS, but they moved that tick rate up to 25 FPS, heck, they could even have gone as high as 30 FPS, where every game frame is also a game world data refresh. That would be fantastic. It would feel like a super crisp, super snappy game, even though the visual fidelity wouldn't be there. And to be honest, no one complains about how Destiny looks. They complain about how it behaves. Moving on, we have this image from Kirk Hamilton, which is the PC keyboard default mapping for Destiny 2. So it will support mouse and keyboard. With any luck, we're going to have this kind of setup available to us on console as well. There are a lot of people who really love mouse and keyboard. I am not a mouse and keyboard person. I have spent all of my FPS gaming career on console. It would be a huge change for me to have to deal with this game in a PC gaming environment. Not impossible, but it would be difficult for me. Not only that, I don't have a gaming PC. I have this streaming PC, which happens to be a film post machine. and I have enough trouble keeping that up to date. So I'm probably going to be playing Destiny on PS4 and PS4 Pro, even if the game is better on PC. That's just the way my life is. So let's keep moving on. True Vanguard had this reaction. Oh my goodness, I was so hyped.
Play the Gunslinger subclass. It's a little finicky. You take whatever subclass is at the particular console that you end up with. So I record a little bit of Gunslinger. Gunslinger's got some changes. There's an explosive throwing knife. So you throw the throwing knife, sticks him in the chest, boom, does extra damage when it detonates. That's pretty cool. Trip mine's still here, swarm grenade is still here, incendiary grenade is still here. A lot of things are very, very similar. And there's some of the same perks that are in the subclass right now are going to be in Destiny 2 as well. But they have some minor tweaks. So I got that gameplay all recorded. I'll show it to you. Interesting thing is that fusion rifles, sniper rifles, rocket launchers, grenade launchers, all in the same class of ammo, right? Same weapon class. That ammo came up within the first probably 30 seconds of the match. So kind of like trials right now. And I got my hands on a fusion rifle. I got to do some vooping. I've seen a couple of exotics so far. There's an exotic hand cannon that goes in your secondary slot because it does fire damage. It has explosive rounds, and one of the unique abilities of it is that it creates sunspots on the ground when you get a kill with it. So that's kind of cool. There's another an exotic auto rifle I saw that is showcased on a Titan right now, and it's called Sweet Business. All right, and this AR does elements, or it does kinetic damage. It's not elemental, but interesting about it is that it has exceptionally high hip fire accuracy. So that pairs pretty well with the striker with the shield that you're throwing down. Every class has these secondary abilities, right, that they're dropping. So you got like a half shield that you get on the striker. Interesting thing about the Gunslinger now has what I would consider the equivalent of Shade Step. It's a dash. It's easier to follow as an opponent. If you're looking at it, it's easier to track the movement and get shots on them as they do it. But the interesting thing about that dash is you can go in, you can do a melee, dash away. So say you get to the bottom of your magazine on your primary weapon, you're in close, you melee, you do the dash ability, it automatically refills your magazine. So you can dash, melee, and then go right back to hitting the trigger on your primary weapon. So it automatically reloads the weapon that you have equipped when you do the dash. Very interesting stuff that we're seeing today, and I'm excited to see more.
All right, so yeah, I'm excited to see more. I'm super hyped that True Vanguard's response to the game is so positive, and I have to say all the PvPers have had a good response to the game, and that tells me that the core mechanics of the game are in really good shape, and that's what I'm really hoping for. All right, let's move on here. Revives. This changed to revives here. Let's go ahead and... you get a revive point at the round start. You lose your revive point on death or on reviving someone. That means that when you're playing the elimination style game type, it's an objective game type. So, one team starts with a bomb. They have to take it to the other team's base and explode it. The other team has to defend. Then they swap, and they keep doing that until someone gets to 6. But the game type is elimination. So if you kill someone and they get revived, they've used their revive point. If someone dies and you revive them, you've given up your life. So that means that a teammate will have to revive you. I don't know if there's a way to start to earn revive points. That would be cool. But this is going to make those game rounds even faster, and it's going to make death much more important. There are a lot of players right now, you go into Crucible matches, and a lot of times I will notice that I'll be in the middle of the pack with a 2.5, 3.0 KD, but I've got 15 kills. Guy at the top of the list has 25 kills, 26 deaths, no assists. So that player has actually hurt our team, but they got a lot of points doing it. And this is going to be punishing that kind of gameplay. So I'm looking forward to see the effect that has in the game. All right, let's move on. This is a a tweet by Bungie showing you some of the elements of the strike they're featuring right now. We'll have gameplay of that. I'm sure we're going to have that from the streamers who are at the event. So that'll be super exciting. And again, here's them talking about the cinematic storytelling, thrilling solo adventures, cooperative, competitive, and social gameplay. And I put this in here mostly to remind me to talk to you about the clan features and the guided gameplay features. Guided gameplay, look, what this is LFG in the game. It's LFG actually in the game. So if I'm a solo player and I want to play the raid and I've got no team, I just go in there looking for guided gameplay, and then there's a raid team. They've got 5 people who want to play, and they just need a 6th. Bam, I'm in. One of the things that a lot of community members have brought up, Gothalion mentioned this, Broman mentioned this, is the idea that you're going to need a reputation system. There are going to be players who are just trolls. They're going to show up in your raid, and they're going to be the person who puts for example, they'll put a Titan bubble up in front of the team when you're doing DPS on Atheon or on Golgoroth or something like that. And then, rockets will team wipe. Trollish behavior. So there's going to have to be some kind of ability to A, boot a disruptive Guardian, and B, a system for providing some kind of reputation or feedback, so that when you get into a game, people can say, hey, yeah, that guy was nice, he wasn't very good, or they might say he was really good but he was a jerk, or they might say he was really good and he was really awesome. I really like to see a 2-dimensional version of that, because some people only want to play with good people and they don't care how much of an ass they are. Other people, like me, I only want to play with people who are good-hearted and trying to have fun, who put treating each other with respect at the top of their to-do list. So I would rather play with people who suck at the game but have a really good attitude. I want to be able to split that up. But overall, the guided gameplay feature is fantastic. Super looking forward to it. The other thing I'm really excited about is the clan features. Not only is your clan going to be more integrated into the game of Destiny 2, but the clan is going to also be able to have some kind of team events. If you've got people in your clan, say a streamer or someone who's just no life in the game, and they're out there cranking patrols and earning the heroic goals of the patrol, which, by the way, you don't just complete a patrol now, there is a heroic objective to the patrols in Destiny 2. So if you've got someone out there, no life in the game, they're just doing that, or they're playing heroic strikes all day long, or they're sherpaing people through Nightfall all day, you're going to have the ability to rank up your clan in the same way that you might rank up a player and gain clan rewards, be that glimmer or strange coins or whatever the equivalent is. This is going to be pretty exciting. So there's going to be definitely something to getting in and contributing to what the clan does. All right, let's move on. That's the reveal trailer. Let's watch that.
Ikora, if you tell me this is a practical joke, well, it kills me to say it, but I would be really impressed.
Impressing you, Cade, is the easiest thing I'll do all day.
Ikora, what have you got?
Someone or something has sabotaged the Skyline defense systems.
Every sensor beyond the wall has gone dark.
Battle stations! Everyone with me, now!
Hang on!
Your journey ends
taken our home. And now, they threaten our very existence. But if we attack together, we can take back our home, or we die trying.
All right, Guardian, time to kick him where it hurts.
Am I right? Am I right or am I right?
Pre-order and get beta early access.
Yeah, so hype tanks, the heavy machine gun, the I don't know if you looked at the shotgun, but the range on the shotgun, this thing is really effective out to the edge of auto rifle range. But remember, shotguns and snipers are now part of the power weapon category, so that's going to be super hype. All right, we got a lot more to go, and we're about halfway through this stream. Here again, they're talking about the guided games. That's just a GIF, so I'm not gonna play it. Gigs says that there's no blink in any of the subclasses on display. Also, if you take damage while reviving or pulling a crate, you get interrupted and have to do it again. So getting a revive while under fire is going to be much harder. You're going to need that Titan to put up his shield and get behind him to get the revive to absorb that damage. Impact props with this Omelon. Looks like a fusion rifle to me. I have no idea. That looks like it's part of the Bungie display at the event. I don't think that's something they made from the current game. And by the way, oh my god, that looks badass. Okay, moving on. The Destiny 2 premiere, we've got some pictures from Mesa. So this is a Warlock figurine, a Titan figurine, and a Hunter figurine. That are actually, I said figurine, they're statues that are on display at the Destiny 2 reveal. Here's True again, so let's give him a listen.
Yo guys, I'm going to try and keep you guys updated as I continue to play, but one of the things I did just want to quickly touch base with you guys on and talk about was some major changes to the PvP arena of things here in Destiny 2. So I had the opportunity to talk with the guy who took a lead on map design here in Destiny 2. He talked a bit about their inspiration and how they look to games like CSGO to inspire how they lay out their maps. So the major difference is that with Destiny 1, what they did for a starting point was they basically said, let's make a space that fits in our world. And then they'd said, now let's retrofit it so that it works for PvP. And that's what Destiny 1 was kind of like. Destiny 2, they kind of inverted the two. So now it's, let's make a PvP arena. It's made for PvP. It has the right lanes, the right rotation routes, all that stuff. And then they said, how do we make this space fit into our universe? So it's a different starting point. And the starting point makes it feel a lot more like maybe an arena style shooter. It feels really crispy, feels very smooth, feels very much like maybe Unreal Tournament, feels very much like some of the Halo maps, of the way that they play out. It's just a PvP space that makes sense for PvP. And then you kind of skin it so that it fits into the world that you've created. So because of that, all the matches that I've played so far, they feel very, very much more like they fit in maybe a more competitive style of shooting. And I think that's a good thing. I really enjoy that. Hopefully it's still approachable. That's the thing for me. I really hope that it's still approachable for all gamers. Another thing is that they made the switch, instead of trying to reinvent the wheel and make it, the 3, right, the number 3. So you've got 3-on-3 skirmishes in Destiny 1. You've got the 6-player, you got 6s that you play in Destiny 1. So they just retrofitted everything. It's now 4s. It's now built on the 4 increments. So sort of falling in line with the competitive shooters, trying not to reinvent the wheel. Hopefully that's going to give it much more of a competitive feel. One of the interesting things to me is seeing how the power weapons are going to come into play. So now rocket launchers and sniper rifles and fusion rifles are all in the same field of play. So I want to play around with the rocket launchers, see how they've toned those maybe down so they fit in better with sniper rifles, that sort of thing. But yeah, so we'll keep you posted as we go, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, so a few things that we know now since True posted that. True Vanguard's name is Ryan, by the way. I just always call him True. I don't actually know the guy. I've just interacted with him on Twitter and such a couple times. But what I want to get at with here is that Ryan talked about them toning down rocket launchers to fit in the power window, and what they actually have done is toned up the shotguns and snipers. Shotguns and snipers pretty much always one-shot a Guardian now. Whereas a rocket launcher is still going to be able to take out a crowd. These other weapons, they have a lot of shots and they are one shot at a distance. Sniper rifles, you can body from cross map with a sniper rifle, and shotguns you can body from what I think we would consider sidearm or short auto rifle distance right now. So well past the, Fellwinter's sniper's range. But these are now heavy weapons. What we think of as heavy weapons today. And by the way, elements now have a viable component in Destiny PvP, but we'll get to that in a bit. Let's move on. Yeah, that's right. No, I'm going the wrong way. This was a great little video. This kid, you may not know him, is Lucas from Stranger Things, Caleb McClaw. And this guy, he's a fantastic kid, young actor. I love this show. I'm super excited about seeing it return to Netflix. But the main point here is that he had the hype is pure with this kid. So you gotta love it. So I have no idea why I'm seeing an ad for NBC. Oh, because it says ad. This is nothing new from IGN. I thought it was. This is just the beginning of the stream. So we'll move on past that. Here's something that My Name is Bife spotted. I'm gonna go ahead and try and embiggen that for you. There. Do you see this? Show lore. Now, in game, we're going to have access to the lore related to, I don't know what he's looking at, but to something. Right now, as you may be aware, in Destiny, if you want to know what's going on inside, where did the thorn come from? There are pages and pages and pages of lore about Thorn and The Last Word and Dredgen Yor and Shin Malfur and Jaren Ward and all these people and their stories, but it's not in the game. If you're not a fan of someone like My Name is Bife or Sir Wallen, or Mylan Games, you're just not going to know anything about that. It's pretty sucky. So now they're addressing that. They're putting lore in the game where it should have been from day one. All right, let's keep it going. Keep it going, full stream. Haha, I'm so funny. Okay, so one of the things that we're getting from the update here, and you remember this is pre-beta stuff, but the Warlock is, according to Gigs, so strong. Holding O, which for many characters will activate some kind of a secondary, like a mini super. Well, for the Warlock, basically, it's the healing effect. It's a healing pool and a Blessings of Light pool. So think of it like the pools. Like at Golgoroth. There, that's a better example. Golgoroth. You stand in the pool to do extra damage. It's like that, except that it's healing and an overshield. Alternatively, you can kind of get a weapons buff from it. But now, unlike a Titan bubble, when you're inside there, you're not protected. You're still able to take fire. So the healing and the overshield can easily be overwhelmed by enemy fire. So this has got a different tactical use than a Titan bubble. I don't know if Titan bubbles are still in the game, but you've seen footage of the Striker Titan putting down like a shield. In Mass Effect Andromeda, they have that power. It's called Barricade, and it's basically, like a chest-high wall that you put down to give a temporary cover. And so it's like, if you will, it's like 1/8 of a bubble that they can put down. But the thing is that these mini supers seem to come up about as often as a grenade might. They're not like supers, which are like a big deal and can wipe out vast tracts of enemies. They're smaller than that, but they are in addition. It's basically you have your grenade. But right now, your damage dealing powers were your grenade, your melee, and your super. Now we're adding a fourth one. It's this mini power. Here's another key tweet that we got from the event today. Armor, agility, and recovery are tied to your armor. When you look at the screenshots, let's see here. I think I have some up here. Here, you look at a screenshot like this. And right here, you'll see that it's armor, agility, and recovery instead of intellect, discipline, and strength. It's a big change from Destiny. And what he's trying to tell us here is that we have a flat upgrade of abilities. One of the things that really upsets a lot of competitive PvPers is the disparity with how often you'll get your super versus your grenade versus your melee. And now that's kind of flattened out. So that's a good thing, I think, for most players. So I definitely agree with that. And it looks like artifacts have been removed. Artifacts have been, they were so what during the Taken King, and then during Rise of Iron, they came to dominate certain types of game styles, to the point where they created a problem that needed to be addressed. I mean, you had the spawn camping scories, scory campers we called them in Trials. I'm not a big Trials player. If you look me up, I've gone flawless 3 times. I've been carried, I've been flawless more than that, but not a lot. And I have a really horrific KD in Trials. I'm not a Trials guy. But artifacts were a cool idea, but they were way more problems than they were solutions. Say No to Rage says that he thought that the dev team knocked this game out of the park. Loved it. Chris Barrett was showing off some impact props. He's got these keychains that are from the different factions in the tower in Destiny 1. This is again another shot of the statues by Christopher Barrett. That's me tweeting that I was going to do this. Giggs talks about supers taking bonus damage from elemental damage. So it's unclear to me if that's any elemental damage, so your heavy your power weapon or your elemental weapon, or if it is matched. So if you're in an arc subclass, does an arc weapon do extra damage to you, or does any elemental weapon do extra damage to you? Or perhaps you're protected against arc weapons and vulnerable to the other two. I don't know. So I'm looking forward to finding out what's what with those. So Bungie posted these pictures showing off some of the models you can get. These are all things that you can or soon will be able to buy for Destiny. Lego sets, we have masterclass mannequins and dolls and action figures. We have apparel down here. There's a hammer. There's more Lego. I guess these are mega blocks. No, mega constructs. If you look right here, so that's what they're showing off there, which I thought was cool. And here is a Cabal dropship with some Guardians and some Cabal, and these are about the same scale of current Lego characters. So hey, the Striker's Super Fist of Havoc is now a roaming super, is what True is saying here, which I think is absolutely amazeballs. You can run around and Fist of Havoc full speed. I don't know what's up with me in that, but I'm all about it. This is so exciting. I'm such a dork, but I'm in absolute love of what's going on here. All right, let's move on. We're almost. This was just a funny shot. The way these streamers have to do, they stand in line with everyone else, and then they end up in front of a few PlayStations, and they play with that group of people. So Giggs is in with a group of children, and those kids are probably about to get smashed because Giggs is a full-time streamer. Anyhow, I just thought that was funny. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Beautiful stuff here from Bungie again. They're just showing off the armor. You can see that in better resolution at Bungie's Instagram or on their Twitter. I didn't actually look at these yet, but this throws back to the design style from Destiny Alpha and earlier, where we're looking at this kind of asymmetric offset of abilities and stuff, where we have abilities clustered. And I think this is wicked cool. I think it's visually more interesting, but that doesn't make it necessarily clearer. And there's a lot of white space here. So it's really hard to say if this is going to survive to the shipping game or even to the beta. But it looks sick. I love it. And honestly, there's a lot of white space in the current design, and it's not as fun to look at. So we also have, that's the Striker, and we have one for the Gunslinger, Marksman's Dodge. It's this ability here, and that allows you to reload your equipped weapon when dodging. So there's a dodge built in to the character class, which is very cool. I'm wondering, dodges were so powerful in Destiny. in top tier play, pretty much everyone uses evade on the Night Stalker, or they use Twilight Garrison on the Titan, so they can get that dodge. It's just crucial. So I'm wondering if maybe they have included that just as a basic ability in Destiny 2. And if so, maybe this is a good place to bring back Blink as the dodge. That might be fun. I miss Blink. I thought Blink was one of the coolest things in the game. They nerfed it into the dirt. So, I mean, I never use it, even though I used to use Blink all the time in PvE. Unless I was at a jumping puzzle, I blinked everywhere. And now I don't use it. And to me, that stole a little bit of the flavor of the game. So I'm hoping that they do something that'll bring, if not Blink necessarily, just some other super cool dodge abilities. Dodge abilities are a core mechanic in Mass Effect Andromeda, which I'm playing a lot, and it has not hurt the game. All right, I don't know why it keeps scrolling me down. That's it. I've reached the end of what I wanted to talk about. It's been 42 minutes. I know this has not been the most thrilling stream on the planet, but this is what I had time for today. I will be revisiting this. I'll be pushing this out to YouTube. And obviously you can find me on Twitter. I do try to get whatever information I have about Destiny out on Twitter first. It's low effort, but you can still get a decent bit of information distributed, so that's worthwhile. I do want to also point out, oh snap, let's reload that. Planet Destiny has 10 things we learned about Destiny 2 today. Earlier, it was called 11 things. That means that they've unlearned something. That's probably the highlight. This information is in flux. We don't have the game. The community doesn't have the game. We don't have the ability to check or test anything. We just have the ability to basically take a look at this stuff. So things are going to change. Even things that have been published that you read will change as we move forward. So, I hope that this has been something enjoyable. No one showed up on my stream, typical. But I'm really happy for anyone who happens to be watching this. Thank you very much for your time. And, thank you so much for choosing to spend your valuable time with me. And I really hope that, folks will come out and enjoy the streams. I'm going to be streaming a lot of Andromeda in the coming months, simply because I'm trying to stay away from Destiny so that it's super fresh and I'm super hyped for it when it lands. I will probably stream the Destiny beta 8 or 10 hours a day when it's out. I will play it to death. And I will be streaming Destiny 2 when it comes out until my eyes bleed. Okay, not literally, but All right, that's it. Thank you again, everyone, for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped put some of this information together. And that'll do it. I'm going to actually be using this as my notes as I work forward and try to give you something cohesive that is good information about Destiny 2. The reality is the next thing that you're going to see from me is my Azure video tomorrow morning. So that is going to be about 9 hours from now. You'll have my 9.5 hours from now, you'll have my Azure video. And then on sometime later Friday, you should have my more serious look, edited, thought out, reviewed look at what's going on with Destiny 2. All right, that's it. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you Starside.